Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.
Hold on to your butts.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Basement Monsters Game Day Podcast. I'm Ivan Vargas. That's Luke Nettles, and we got a big Thursday night matchup out west. The Las Vegas Raiders are at home to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. And you're looking at one team that's really slipping in the Vegas Raiders, Luke. And you're looking at a Chargers team. You're looking at a Chargers team that is they're looking at the future. Like, they're looking at the future right now. The future is now for them, to use a cliche. And it's funny to say because this Chargers team and Anthony Lynn, they should be a little bit better than their record shows. Some of these games they've been losing in the fourth quarter all year long. It's just been heartbreaking. They should have at least. I mean, I think if things sway their way a little bit, if they have a little bit of luck this year, I think they should have maybe 3 more wins. You know, like there was some crazy things, especially, and not to mention the game, the last game against the Raiders, they had a touchdown called back in the last seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I mean, it's a rookie quarterback. You got some of your D. You still don't have Derwin James. I'm not sure. I don't think Bosa's even playing any. So I mean, they've taken some little bumps and bruises along the way. Like I said, you got the rookie quarterback. He's going to be learning this. This is a good season for him. I mean, like he there was definitely some bright spots that you saw. You liked what you saw from this guy at certain points because some of these games he's ripping like 4 touchdowns, 400 yards. Like, so you see gets it. I think it's just the supporting cast. Especially on the defensive side of the ball could be a little better, and I look for them to address that in the draft.
I mean, you would hope, maybe find another running back.
Yeah.
You could always do that in later rounds. But defensive wise, I agree. Maybe a linebacker. Maybe a linebacker. You find you another franchise linebacker. Someone who could just cover sidelines. A Roquan Smith type of a linebacker. Look for a guy like that.
Yeah.
If you're San Diego, and I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that defense is going to be good, and they're going to have to build that defense because you're talking about playing in a division that has the Kansas City Chiefs. So if you just want to get, ran over every time you play them, then, obviously go offense. But you're going to, and if the Raiders start developing and they start getting a little better and they get another receiver or so, you're going to have to play. You're going to have to protect that deep ball more than anything. So to me, you already got Derwin James back there. They could probably get a little tighter at corner, and then linebacker. I'm all with that pick. But yeah, the secondary is going to have to be built because these two teams are about to take off, and you got to play them each. You got to play both of them twice a year.
Yeah, and you know what? Let me flip over to the other side because you know what? The Chargers. I feel like the Chargers are just a young team. I feel like they're just a team that they just need to continue to grow. Now that they have their franchise quarterback, now that you know you have the guy. Yeah. Now you need to go ahead and build towards him. So I mean, for me, the Chargers should be trending upwards, no matter what this, no matter what this guy, what's his name, Herbert's first season is like. They're trending upwards. The Raiders, on the other hand, they're just. I mean, I feel like they're a sinking ship. They're just treading at this point, and it's slowly taking on some water. The defense is not been good. They just fired the defensive coordinator after allowing over 40 points last week to the Colts, and it's been rough for the Raiders in recent weeks.
Yeah, I don't really understand them either. It's like some games they use Waller a lot, and then he'll have that game against the Colts. He had a huge day, and then the next game is just kind of like, we might throw to him. I think they threw to him like 6 or 7 times. It's like a guy like that should be you need to be at least 10 to 15 times with a playmaker. And then Josh Jacobs, he's kind of been dwindling a little bit, and I think he does. I think he is still suffering from a little bit of an ankle injury. I think he's going to play today, but he does still have. We'll see how well that ankle holds up, and if not, then they're on to Jalen Richard, and he leaves a lot to be desired.
Check this out. In the past, let me go ahead and count. in the past 4 weeks, we'll go 4 weeks. 35 points to the Chiefs, 43 points to the Falcons, 28 points to the Jets, and 44 points to the Colts. We know what you got on the other side with the Chargers. They could put up points. They could put up points, and they could really air it on you. The Raiders need to step it up. I think it would start with their offense. If they can find a way to run the ball with Josh Jacobs, it feels like every time we talk about the Raiders, I'm talking about running the ball with Josh Jacobs, and it's been rough for them. We talked, the last time we spoke about on the Raiders, talked about maybe adding, going after some offensive linemen. Maybe I know there's been struggles all over the league with like getting guys together. You had the COVID people on the COVID list. You had guys with injuries. I know it's been really hard to really it's been a blessing to have a unit to stay together, but it's been really hard to keep those units together fully throughout the season. I don't know which if there's a team out there that's done it, kudos to them. But right now, you're looking at an offensive line that can't move the football for the running back, or can't move the can't move the defensive line for the running back. Can't make a hole.
Yeah, no, I think that's a perfect place to go. I mean, because let's say if you need to beef up that line to get that running game going. Well, guess what? It's only going to help your passing game too. And I'm still not convinced that John Gruden really wants to run with Derek Carr. So I mean, if you do bring in a rookie or even somebody else, like you want to make sure you can protect them too. So going after some offensive linemen here this offseason, what is it going to hurt? I mean, I know Gruden likes to air it out and wants to have all these receivers and stuff like that.
Well, he's going to be down his biggest receiver in Henry Ruggs III. Henry Ruggs III will be out tonight. Some of the inactives, I'm going to go ahead and read them off. Inactives for the Raiders: Nathan Peterman, Damon Arnett, Jonathan Abram, Nevin Lawson, Nicholas Morrow, Brandon Parker, and Selden Farrell. Those are some tough names to have out of your lineup right now. And for the Chargers, you had Brian Balaga's out, Denzel Perriman's out, Amiki, I'm going to butcher his last name, Eguble, I'm sorry if I butchered it, Nazir Adderley, Justin Jackson, Joe Reed, and Easton Stick are all inactive for the Chargers. And, I'll tell you this, as bad as the Chargers record, it doesn't reflect, I feel like it doesn't give that to the team justice. You have 4-9, but your offense is ranked number 8. Your defense is ranked number 9. I hate to say it because I kind of like Anthony Lynn, but has it been the coaching? has it been the decision at the top that has cost these guys some games in this season? And I mean, all signs point to yes, because you can't tote a top 10 offense and defense and only have 4 wins. To me, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, and I think I think some of those are just they don't have the playmaker in the back of that defense. Derwin James is gone. I feel like with Derwin James back there, he's a sideline to sideline ball hawk guy. He's a playmaker. He'll run it back on you, no problem. But I feel like that once he comes back, offenses, if they really want to, they should be able to shut down a side of the field with him on the field, just because of his playmaking ability. I don't know that it is coaching. I think, it's just sometimes you're just caught out of position, and it's just like that one pass that got by you, and you played them tight, like you said. They've lost games by a short amount of points, so it's like somebody gets by or maybe gets a tip or whatever it is. But
and it's always in the fourth quarter. It's always in the later stages of the game that they end up blowing the game, and usually in those later stages, I mean, I know players have to make plays, but the crunch time is where coaches have to coach. You have to be able to manage your team in those situations. And I mean, some of the losses, like you can't fault them for the Raiders loss the last time. They had it with final possession with the opportunity to win the game, and it was just out of bounds. The catch was made, but it was made out of bounds. So that's the NFL. That's football. That's how it goes sometimes. But you have an opportunity right now against a ailing Raiders team to go ahead and really, get your 5th win of the year for the Los Angeles Chargers, but really go ahead and take your first steps towards what identity you're going to want going into next year and into the future, because you have your guy in Justin Herbert. Like, there's no doubt about it. Justin Herbert's the man. And if it wasn't for Joe Burrow, sadly getting injured, I think we'd be watching a 2-horse race for Rookie of the Year. Because, I mean, the things that Herbert's done, and it was unfortunate for Tyrod,
right.
The medical injury.
Mm-hmm.
It's really sad, because it was just it shouldn't have been. I don't know how it happened to him. It's a shitty way to end your season. But the Chargers have found their guy. Like, that is no doubt. So for me, I think this is. I'm gonna go ahead and give you my prediction, and then I'm gonna let you go ahead. I think this is gonna be a Chargers rout. I really do. I think the Raiders are in big trouble. I think that their defense is really retreating. It's going to be rough for them tonight. I think their offense can keep them in it, but part of me feels like their offense they're not going to be able to run the ball enough to allow the receivers, especially without Ruggs, the ability to run free and get open. And you're going to see a lot more scoring from the San Diego offense as opposed to the Raiders offense, or excuse me, San Diego LA Chargers offense as opposed to the Las Vegas Raiders offense. So I'm going to go with the Chargers 33, Raiders 20.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'll go. I feel like the Raiders are going to get this one. And I think today is going to be another one of those games, just with the simple fact that Ruggs is out. I think you're going to see a lot of Darren Waller, in all short passes, deep passes running across the field. Like, they're going to have to use they're going to have to ride him pretty much. And like I said, if Jacob's ankle goes too, then it's probably going to lean more towards your pick right there. But I'm gonna go with the Raiders on this one. Keenan Allen is also nursing a hamstring, so we'll see if he can play the whole game. So I'm gonna go with the Raiders, and I'm gonna say that Josh Jacobs stays in the whole game and just pummels them. I'm gonna look for him to be over 100 yards, and I'm gonna put the Raiders at 27 and the Chargers at 19.
All right, 27-19. I mean, I don't like the Raiders right now. I don't like where they're going right now.
Yeah, you see flashes.
It's just how you see it, the season unraveling for them. I don't like it. I could be wrong. I mean, I could very well be wrong, but the way that they have fallen off. I mean, you saw them early in the season. You're like, man, the Raiders, they're looking good, and then all of a sudden, woo, just fell off a cliff. So. I mean, I have questions, but you very well might be right. You very well might be right. Both teams have question marks, and both teams have they've really left it up in the air where their direction is going. You know what I'm saying? Well, to be honest, the Chargers on offense, I know where they're going. The Raiders, for that matter, they're kind of like, all right, are we a passing team? Are we a running team? What do you want to be? Who do you want to be? What's your identity?
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to establish that run as your identity. I really think you do. Maybe they're just waiting for Derek Carr to get out of town. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
maybe that's it.
Yeah, because I don't get the feeling. I know he's come out and said that no, I'm going to go with Derek, but there has been talk around the league, and I've read a lot of things about how he's not really sold on Derek Carr, and he wasn't when he took the job, but he's like he gave him that extra season because he had that season where he broke his leg. And they would have been in the playoffs with had he not broke his leg probably. So I think this is just like another kind of like tryout, and I wouldn't be surprised if they don't pick up a quarterback here in this draft, just to kind of just go and say, hey, let's throw some competition in there and see who's going to shake out at the end. And if Derek doesn't end up being your guy, then maybe they cut him loose and we'll see where he goes, because there's plenty of teams that need quarterback help, that's for sure. But yeah, I think this game's going to be a tight end game. I think Hunter Henry and Darren Waller are both going to have good games.
Yeah, I think you're right. Darren Waller, that's that dude, man. That's that dude.
I just don't understand. It's like sometimes like that Colts game, they threw to him a ton. He had like 200 yards or something. And then,
they just straight
the
away
next game is like 7. And then the next game, they only threw to him 7 times. It's like, what are you guys doing?
It's just, he starts getting targeted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He starts getting double teamed. They start keeping an eye on him. You know what I'm saying? Like he is a threat. That's no doubt about it. He is a threat. But I hope we see a good game. But all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here until halftime. This has been the Basement Monsters Game Day Podcast. I'm Ivan Vargas. That's Luke Nettles. We will see you at the half.
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.
Hold on to your butts.